Why do you always reach for your phone the moment you're alone? Why does the thought of spending an evening without distractions, without social media, without music, without someone to talk to, fill you with unease? Most people think loneliness is about being away from others, but what if it's something deeper? What if the real fear isn't being alone, but being alone with yourself? Think about it. When was the last time you sat in complete silence, with nothing to distract you, and truly faced your own mind? No notifications, no background noise, no scrolling, just you and your thoughts. Most people can't do it because in that silence, something terrifying happens. Your real self begins to speak. The thoughts you've been suppressing, the regrets you've been avoiding, the questions about your life, your purpose, your identity, questions that you don't want to answer, so you run. You drown yourself in distractions, in relationships, in meaningless conversations, not because you're afraid of being lonely, but because you're afraid of meeting the person you've become. But here's the hard truth. Until you stop running, you will never truly be free. In a world more connected than ever, why are people feeling more alone than ever? You can send a message to anyone in the world instantly. You can scroll through endless profiles, comments, and conversations, yet deep down something still feels empty. Why? Because most connections today are shallow. We text, but we don't talk. We comment, but we don't connect. We are surrounded by people, but we feel completely alone. Jean-Paul Sartre once said, "If you are lonely when you're alone, you are in bad company." In other words, if the only thing keeping you happy is external validation, social media, attention, relationships, then your happiness is fragile. The moment people stop texting you back, the moment your notifications go silent, the moment you're truly alone, you start to panic. Because suddenly you're forced to confront yourself, and if you don't like who you are when no one is watching, you'll do anything to escape it. So where does this fear come from? It's not random, it's been conditioned into you. Once along, society teaches you that being alone equals being unwanted. From childhood, you're told that having many friends means you're successful. That being single too long means something is wrong with you. That sitting alone in a cafe makes you look sad or strange. So you start to associate being alone with failure. Tout selon self. You don't know who you are without others. Most people don't have a solid identity. They define themselves by their relationships, careers, and social circles. But what happens when all of that is taken away? When you're alone, you realize you don't actually know who you are outside of other people's expectations. Free selon self. Being alone forces you to face the truth. When there's no one around to distract you, your real thoughts surface, the dreams you've abandoned, the bad habits you're ashamed of, the pain you've been suppressing. And that's terrifying. So instead of confronting it, you distract yourself. You fill the silence with noise. But the problem doesn't go away. It just waits for you. Until one day you're forced to face it all at once. The truth is, being alone is not a weakness. It is a superpower, but only if you learn how to use it. Look at history's greatest minds. Nietzsche, obsessed with solitude. Schopenhauer said that the more a man has in himself, the less he needs from the outside world. Believed in retreating into his own mind for strength. All of them understood something that most people never will. You cannot truly be powerful until you are at peace with yourself. Why? Because when you are comfortable being alone, you stop needing validation. You stop fearing rejection. You stop depending on others for your happiness. And when you no longer need others, something incredible happens. People become drawn to you. They sense your confidence. They feel your strength. They see that you are whole on your own. And ironically, the moment you embrace solitude, you start attracting deeper connections, because you are no longer coming from neediness, but from abundance. If you are afraid of being alone, you must face it head on. Step 1. Cut out distractions, even for an hour a day. No phone. No social media. No background noise. Just you. Sit with your thoughts. Feel the discomfort. Step 2. Start asking yourself the hard questions. What am I avoiding? What do I actually want in life? Am I living for myself or for others? The answers will be painful, but this is how you start taking control of your life. Step 3. Do something completely alone. Go on a walk. Sit in a cafe. Travel somewhere by yourself. At first it will feel awkward, but over time you will realize you were never truly alone. Because in solitude, you will meet someone you've been avoiding for far too long, your real self. Most people will watch this video and do nothing. They will go back to scrolling, go back to distractions, go back to avoiding themselves. But some, a few, will make a different choice. They will sit in the silence, they will face the discomfort, and they will begin the journey of true self-discovery. The question is, which one will you be? The choice is yours.